Hi, my name is Rina and welcome to my channel. So, as you saw in the title, today's video is gonna be an art supply haul. So let's get to it. So I made two different orders. I had my birthday back in January and I wished for money for art supplies. So that's basically what I did. I used my birthday money and I ordered one order from eBay. That's what you're seeing here right now. And the rest of the haul will be from Jackson's Art Supplies in the UK. I just ordered it online and it got shipped here in like 2 days. So I really enjoy that. But yeah, let's just get into the first things you see here. It is, as you maybe know already, Mijello. I needed a refill of my Mijello Mission White class matte white. So you can see here. This is just a white gouache that dries matte like a gouache, and it's really good. I already have a tube of it from before, but it is soon empty, so I wanted a new one. So basically just a refill. I used a lot of it when I set up my Mijello Mission White palette, because you put both white and color in every well. So I figured I just needed to get another one because I've used a lot of it. Then there is this Silver Nano 40 watercolor palette that I have been looking at for a long time. And to be very honest, I have opened it already and looked at it. I actually expected something higher quality from this palette. It is very plasticky. And it's light. I don't want to complain about it because I haven't tried it yet, but it seems a lot like the palette that you get together with the 36 set of Mijello Mission Gold colors. This is the one I mean. So this is the one you get together with the 36 set, I believe it is. This has stained really badly. Of course you can rub it off with a razor, but I really like my palettes to stay clean. But I read a lot about this. It said on Mijello's page that the surface is supposedly easy to clean and should not stain, but I'm just a little cautious. But this is the 40 well palette. There is a pamphlet completely in Korean, so I would have used a lot of time to translate that. Don't think I'm gonna do that. There is, so basically there are these slanted wells, 20 on each side, and there was this sponge that follows with it. I guess it is to clean the surface, but the surface seems very, very similar to the other palette. I don't know if it will react differently with paints or not, even though I am kinda a little scared that it will be the same staining palette. I am really excited to try it out, and I am gonna set this palette up with only light fast paints. So I'm excited to see what I can get out of this palette, and it is a huge studio palette. I think I'm gonna like it, even though it's staining. If it stains badly, I'll just rub it off. If I remember it, I'm gonna update you in the future if it stains or not. And yeah. So next up is the stuff from Jackson's, and it was quite a big order, but not very many items. But some of the items were quite expensive. But this is just some very slim masking tape that I wanted to try. I think this would be very good to mask off details and to make color charts with, so I was very excited to find that they had such small tapes. Next up, I got 4 of my favorite eraser that they have. It is the Factis Soft Rub Eraser. It's a very flexible, soft eraser. I really like it. I have one already that is getting kind of used up, so and I really wanted a couple of different ones so I could put them in my pencil cases and stuff. So yep, just some erasers. Then I have a couple of the Zest It oil paint dilutant and brush cleaner in 250 milliliters. Maybe this is not correct, but this is what I've kind of understood that these are. They are basically to use with oil paint like you would use turpentine or other kinds of thinners. But these are supposedly more safe to use, and I've already had one bottle that I've soon used up. So I just wanted to get a couple of more. And also what I wanted to do for my oil paints is another thing that I bought with this. This is a brush cleaner cup that is very well sealed with this gummy rim around the top. So it has this thing, I don't know what it's called, that is in here, and what you do is that you fill this stuff or turpentine or whatever in here, and high enough up that it covers this whole plate. And then you use that to clean your brushes, and when you clean your brush down in here, the paint sediment will sink down to the bottom of the jar, and then you can just keep using the same thinner or cleaner that you would like for a while. I think it may be very dirty after a while, but I'm excited to try this out anyways. I'm using water-soluble oil paints now, but I really like the ease of cleaning my brushes while I work with some thinner, so that is why I do this. Next up is a pouring medium for acrylic pouring. I don't, you know what? I'm not gonna pronounce its name because I don't know how to say it. But this is the first ever pouring medium that I've ever bought. I've been looking at a lot of pouring videos, from everything from dirty pour to swiping and all those different techniques. I think there's a lot of pretty things that you can make with it, and I've gotten really inspired by watching those videos, and I really wanted to try it for myself. So what I want to do is to make a background with acrylic pour and then paint animals or people or whatever on top of that. I don't know if that will work, but I really hope so. To be honest, I don't see why it should not work, but I just have to experiment with it, and I'm really excited to try it out. And I got a new tube ringer that is a little more heavy duty than my last one. So this one has the metal ringers and also a metal handle, but the rest is in plastic. And that's just because I really enjoyed the last one I had, but I felt like it would easily break, so I wanted to try something a little more heavy duty. And yes, it's a really good convenience to have to help you get all of the paint out of your tubes. And speaking of tubes, I got a couple of oil paint tubes, water soluble or water mixable oil paints. I got one from the Winsor Newton Artisan brand in raw umber, because my raw umber is starting to get empty, so I needed one more refill of that. And then I got two huge tubes. These are the biggest tubes I've ever had. 225 milliliters of titanium white from Jackson's own brand. These were very reasonably priced, so I thought that I would try them out. Then I have some brushes, and these three brushes are the silver black velvet brushes. I got 2 rounds in size 8 and 4, and also a script liner brush in size 1. I've been dying to try out these brushes. I've heard so much about them, that they are very good and very soft and hold a lot of water, and I'm just really excited to see if they're worth all of the commotion. And next up, I bought some travel brushes. This one was a lot more tiny than I thought it would be, but it is a Winsor Newton watercolor brush, so it's not much bigger than like my finger, but it will come in very handy for traveling. And also I got these two. These are the Escoda Versatile. So they are basically a synthetic Kolinsky. So it's not a Kolinsky sable brush, but it tries to be. And I also got them in number 4 and number 8. And they're gonna be very handy. Then I have 4 tubes of watercolors. I'll start with this smallest one. It is the Daniel Smith Moonglow, and this is a very hyped color. I've seen a lot of people use it, and what really intrigued me about it was the way it separates when it dries on paper. So I am very excited to see how I can use this. Then I have 3 colors from Mijello Mission Gold, and these are basically 3 colors that I bought to put in my Light Fast palette. So these all are like excellent light fastness. So it's turquoise blue, quinacridone permanent magenta, and compose violet deep. These two are basically a pink and a purple that is totally light fast, because I wanted something that, like a convenience color that I didn't have to mix, and something that was light fast. I have some pinks and purples from Mijello already, but they are not light fast at all. So yes, and this turquoise blue I just bought because I really love turquoise. So yep, I'm gonna swatch them out for you so you can see it in a bit. But I just want to show the rest of the haul first. So here is the last paint that I'm gonna show. It is the Holbein Artist Gouache primary color mixing set. So it is 5 15 milliliter tubes, yes, in magenta, yellow and cyan, and black and white. And I have already tried the Winsor & Newton gouache, and I'm happy with it, but I don't know. I saw a video of the Mind of Watercolor very recently, and he said that there's a difference between artist gouache and designer's gouache. Basically in, for example, light fastness. That's basically what I know. And I've been very intrigued by Holbein. I really like their brand, so I really wanted to try out these two. And I don't know if this is something that I would like more than the Winsor & Newton colors, but just for trying it out, I wanted to get this primary mixing set and just see if this is something that I enjoy more. And now I am gonna show you a lot of different papers that I've gotten. Some of them I have to show not on my desk because they are too big, but some of them I can show here. So first of all, I got these two sample packs of paper from well, Jackson's put together these sample packs from a lot of different brands. So in this one there is non-sanded pastel paper, a pack of 6 quarter sheets, and I have to say that I was very pleasantly surprised when these packs arrived, because it is basically a little bigger than A4 sheets, and that's a lot of space to find out if you like the paper or not. And in here we have 2 different papers from Hahnemühle, one from Clairefontaine, 2 from Fabriano, and 1 from Canson. And in this one there is sanded pastel paper. This was actually quite more expensive than that one, and I'm guessing that I'll probably like these papers more. I really don't hope so, because it is an expensive hobby. But here we have 7 different sheets from Art Spectrum, Canson, Clairefontaine, Hahnemühle, Sennelier, Tim Fisher, which I've never heard about, and UArt, which I've also never heard about. So I'm really excited to try these papers out. One of the sheets in this one I actually have gotten more of in the same order, but I guess it's good to have to try out anyways. But yeah, I don't know how I will show how I try them, because I would really like to use each paper as to make a full piece on, and that will take a lot of time. But I really want to make a video comparing these papers to each other's also, so we'll see how we'll deal with that. But for now, I'm really excited to try them out. So yes, as I said, I got a pack of Fabriano Tiziano. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I hope it is that way. A3 sheets of pastel paper in 6 different colors. So there's black, gray, more beige gray, and a blue, and basically a little lighter version of that one, and a more neutral gray. And yes, I'm really excited to try this paper out. I hope that it is a little better than the very cheap paper I had already. It seems to be a little smoother, and that gives me hope, because I really didn't like the really deep dents in the paper that I tried with pastels earlier on. But yeah, this is really exciting. 30 sheets. It wasn't very expensive compared to other pastel papers. So yes, I'm really excited about this. Then I have another one of these. This is also just a refill. It is the Canson Mixed Media Imagine paper. It's very smooth, 200 GSM or 120 pounds, 50 A3 sheets, and I really like this paper for making my own sketchbooks. It handles watercolors, it handles gouache, it handles graphite, it handles colored pencils. I bet it would handle acrylics too. Maybe some oils if I use some gesso, I don't know. I really like to have a mixed media sketchbook so that I can use all my different mediums, and this is just perfect for that. Then I have, this is kind of hard to show. I'm gonna take down my camera very soon and show you what it looks like from another angle, but this is Jackson's own eco paper. So yeah, it's 140 pounds or 300 GSM. This is 20 half sheets, so they are 15 by 22 inches, and it is Jackson's eco paper in smooth. And I've tried this in a sample pack before and I really liked it. So basically it's kind of some big huge sheets of paper, and they have this homemade look. They are handmade in, don't remember, I'm gonna write it down. And it is just 20 sheets of this paper, and I'm just looking forward to experiment with it. So it's basically a cold press, but you see that it still has some texture. It's also, if I'm not completely wrong, it's very hard sized. So yeah, I'm just really excited to try it out. And then we have one last thing that I'm going to show you before I swatch some colors, and that is these two huge rolls. That was the video that I actually wanted to show this week, but it's not done yet. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. But yeah, basically these two are, oh, if I can turn it around, it is two huge rolls of the Arches hot pressed paper and cold pressed paper. So let me see if I can open it up. So basically it is a huge roll of watercolor paper, and it's a lot of paper. I'm gonna have paper for a long time, but basically I just really enjoy Arches, and I want to be a little more free with how big my paintings I can make and stuff like that. So that's why I got two huge rolls, and I'm so happy about it. They were quite expensive, but I did some math and I actually save a lot of money by buying the huge rolls instead of, for example, their blocks. Or I'm very excited that I can make how big or small paintings that I want. I don't really know how I'm gonna deal with straightening them out and cutting them up yet, but I've seen a lot of good tips on YouTube, so I'm gonna deal with that anyways. Let's get swatching. So this is the Canson mixed media paper that I just showed you in a sketchbook. And I have already squeezed out a little of each from these tubes, and I'm gonna swatch the gouache, and I think that's it. So I also want to try the Silver Black Velvet number 8 brush for swatching the watercolors, and I'm gonna use something synthetic for the gouache. So these colors have dried already, so they are not like fresh out of the tube. But then you'll get to see how it looks not fresh out of the tube, and that's a good thing too. So the Magello colors are really, really saturated, and I really like that. That's basically what I like with Magello. And I think that the permanent, like the quinacridone permanent magenta, is a very good bright pink. Like, it's not opera bright, but that was not really what I was looking for either. But a really bright pink was something that I really wanted. I'm gonna swatch the Holbeins while this dries, and I hope that we'll see some separation in the Daniel Smith Moonglow. And if not, it's mostly probably because of the paper. So yeah, that was the Holbein gouache. I really like the color payoff with these. I used a little too much water on the cyan, but overall they seem very good. I cannot, this is like a total first impression, so yeah, but they are very bright. I am looking forward to experiment with them. The white is also opaque, very opaque. It didn't cover the black line, but I didn't expect it to. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with my purchase this time. And also, as I said, I really like this brush, the Silver Black Velvet. Do you see how sharp of a point it goes to? It's a really, really fine point, and it holds... I wouldn't say that it holds as much water maybe as a Kolinsky, but I don't know. I haven't tried it enough to say anything actually, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'll show you a close-up of the colors. And they look a little streaky because of the paper. It's not a watercolor paper. These are the gouache colors. They are so bright, I really like them. I didn't see very much separation on this paper with the Moonglow colors, but what's cool is that on the palette you see it better. So there's a little bit of pink and a little bit of blue and a lot of gray. And I look forward to experiment with that more. I hope that it will show up better on other papers, but for now, just look at that. There. You see a lot of different shades of colors in that. I think it's very exciting. But yeah, so this is what I've been doing this week. This is a really long video, but if you've made it to the end, I'm really impressed. If you've been on my channel before, you know, maybe you have realized that I haven't posted in 2 whole weeks, and that is because I've been so sick. And that is because I've had the worst cold I've had in years these 2 past weeks. The Friday 2 weeks ago now, I really wanted to post a Draw This Again challenge, but I haven't finished it yet because I haven't been well enough to do that. So it's basically a redraw from the year before. So these are the past 2 that I've drawn. This is from 2017 and this is from 2018. And I wanted to do a 2019 version. So that was what you saw earlier when I showed you the big rolls of paper. I hope to have that finished by next week, but I'm not really back to full health again, so I can't promise anything, but I'm really happy that I made a video this week, and I hope that it was at least enjoyable to watch. And anyways, it was really fun to share this haul with you. And yeah, I don't have anything more to say right now. I just really hope that you enjoyed this video and that I'll see you the next time I post. I really hope that it's in a week, but yeah, we'll see. So I hope that you'll have a great weekend and a great week, and that I'll see you soon. Bye! And that's how far I got without getting colors on my fingers. Oh my god.